Now, Devstream 126, like all dev streams in Warframe, gave us a good look at what to expect in-game over the coming months or weeks. Vauban, of course, is a Warframe that he needs no introduction, but he does need a better rework, and Scott mentioned some of the ideas that they have in mind for him with an upcoming rework. So he repeated the fact that Vauban's setup right now is of pure crowd control, and it has been overshadowed by pretty much every new Warframe that has been added, or even new reworks, because a lot of them have crowd control but also deal a nice amount of damage as well. So they've got a lot more going for them. And because of this, Vauban is just simply not really wanted. Sitting in the corner crying, balls in his hand, I mean Tesla balls in his hand. But the current idea Scott has, one that he mentioned, was that they want to turn his tiny Tesla balls into massive rolling ones, just like the Grenier rollers, except of course they will shock or function in the same way that Vor's nervous mines did as well. So hopefully old Trainhead will get a solid buff in the next few months and make him a lot more desirable, because he has definitely fallen by the wayside. Now Wisp, you know who Wisp is, right? It's probably the most hyped Warframe we've had in a while, and for a certain set of reasons. And during the dev stream, we finally got a look at her abilities. But while doing so, we also got another look at the Corpus Gas City tileset, and it brings so much more life to those missions. It looks absolutely incredible. Now, they said you can expect this rework to that tileset in the next couple of weeks, not months, but the Gas City should drop in a few weeks. Also, the latest PC update that we just got is already going to cert for console, so you can expect that very soon. They said both PC and console will be pretty much on par, a lot quicker than they normally are. But anyway, back to Wisp. Visually, really nice, but her kit, her abilities are based around portals and pulling things to and from her Wisp dimension. Her passive is that she will turn invisible when she jumps, which is something that a lot of you caught in previous dev streams when she was shown off. She does go translucent when she's in the air. But Wisp's first ability is where she has 3 symbols above her energy pool: red symbol, blue symbol and green, as well as 6 different circles which are seen as being reservoirs. This will work very similar to, I guess, Ivara or Vauban, where you can cycle between these symbols and place a reservoir on the ground. Each one of these reservoirs, when placed on the ground, can then be picked up by Wisp or by her teammates, and you will gain different benefits depending on which one is on the ground. The red reservoir apparently is for health, the blue is for stuns, and the green is for a speed buff. So basically, picking them up, you will gain benefits. Now, her second ability, Wisp, will launch a decoy forward, bamboozle your targets, forcing them to attack it, and if you cast it again before this decoy hits a wall or disappears, you will teleport to its location and give off a small stun or radial blind to enemies that are too close to it. So it's going to work a little bit similar to what Neja has when he throws his disc. Now for her third ability, Wisp will make all currently placed reservoirs pulse with an area of effect, and this area of effect is based on what type of coloured reservoir that you currently have down. So her fourth ability is called Sol, and this looks insane, not gonna lie. For this, she literally harnesses the power of the feckin' sun and beams the absolute crap out of her targets, while also giving off homing solar flares that seek out nearby enemies. So that sounds incredibly powerful. So it'll be fun to see what kind of damage this gives off. Hopefully she isn't going to be another press 4 to win Warframe, but it does look like it has the potential to be a very powerful ability, although it couldn't kill that little Roomba Hoover. Now I just hope we don't get players using seriously white colours with this ability, because it will burn the eyeballs clean out of your head. I can imagine if you had bloom turned on, then you may need to wear sunglasses. Now we know Wisp's animation set or movement set is unique to her alone, so calm down, pink rhino guy, but apparently when she's using melee she will be running on the ground and not doing that kind of snaking side to side motion. Now something that a lot of you wanted to know in relation to Wisp is, will she be coming with a quest? And the answer to that is simply no. She will have no quest attached to her, like a lot of our most recent Warframes, which is a shame. It would be nice to get back to having some kind of a quest with our new Warframes to give us some kind of a backstory or some kind of lore. Now the reason we're not getting any kind of quests with these new Warframes is that it delays the development of them. It basically means we won't get new Warframes in the same kind of timeline or time frame that we are now. It would just make it a lot longer before you could get your hands on a new Warframe. Now, something else that was mentioned during the dev stream is they mentioned the possibility of nerfing the mobility function of the Itzel Archwing by removing its blink ability, because its mobility around the planes and or Valis makes every other Archwing kind of pointless. They feel that it removes player choice, because why would you use any other Archwing to move around when you could use one that can get you from A to B in about 4 seconds. Now, the scary thing is about this, it was said as a joke, but it didn't actually look like a joke, and that's probably going to happen. I can actually see Itzel getting a nerf. If they've brought it up on a dev stream, then that means they might be testing waters, or they might be just saying, look, this is coming, get ready for it. So I guess we gotta get ready for it. Now, next up, we got a look at the up and coming Nyx Deluxe skin, actually in game. Previously, it was kind of just artwork we got to see, whereas now this is what it's going to look like in the game, and it does look really, really nice. So if you're a fan of Nyx, if she is your go-to Warframe or one of your go-to Warframes, then this could be a skin you will be very interested in getting your hands on. Next up, we got a look at a possible deluxe skin for Garuda that is like really early on in development, which it's kind of actually just concept art if we're being honest, which is based on a famished vampire. So basically a really skinny vampire, looked more like Skeletor if I'm being honest. Yeah. Now, it had got a really nice Sayandana in the artwork as well as another Tenno styled fan. So we're going to have to see whether this becomes a thing or not. We got another look at concept art from Liger Inuzuka, the guy behind Neja's deluxe skin, and of course Nidus's deluxe skin, and he is working on a Tenno Warfan, which looks absolutely incredible as well. But it is a Warfan, and the last one we had a really short range, and it was really fancy kind of combos that just didn't make it very practical to actually kill things, but you looked really pretty. Now, we also seen some new ephemeras. If you're into hunting those, then there is one that's going to drop Easter eggs, and there is another that is going to be based on the kind of smoke trail that you get from Eidolons, which you get, or we might be able to get, from hunting a certain amount of Eidolons. I think someone mentioned that the possibility of capturing 100 Eidolons would make this a very unique ephemera. Now, that's pretty much all of the dev stream items covered, bar one or two of the smaller things. As always, I will leave a link to the full dev stream in this video's description. Head on over there, go and watch it. There will be a timestamp guy who will point you in the right direction of everything you want to actually see or check out. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.